Hello everyone. I believe I'm live now. If you are here, let me know. Let me know if you can see and hear me okay. Let's see. Let me see who's here. I see Team Reach Travels is here early. All right. Let's see. All right. So we are going to get started as soon as okay, yeah, looks like we are live. I am going to go ahead and get started. Let's see. So I am so excited today. Okay, there we go. I see, and I see Parker's on the go here. Hey, okay, I am good. Okay, that's what I was looking for. I just wanted to make sure before I get rolling that everybody can see and hear me. But hello, everyone, and I am so excited. Welcome. Thank you for joining me this afternoon, this Friday afternoon for this chat. This is one that I am super excited about. All right, so I'm Cheryl. If those of you who are new here, I am Cheryl, also known as Sig Cruiser, Sig the Solo Cruiser, and I am a solo cruise traveler and your host for today. And today we're going to dive into the world of luxury ocean journeys, luxury travel. So now this past Sunday is a little bittersweet for me because I enjoyed my experience on Explora Journeys and I wrapped up my vlog series. My time on Explore One, and that was, I tell you, the most elevated cruise experience that I've had so far, and I'm so excited about it. So much so that I wanted to, share with everybody else on my channel, and also, I opened up a group cruise just because I was so excited about this. I'm like, okay, I have to share this with others. So today I'm excited because I am here with Kathy Liu from Explora Journeys. And she's going to join me live. She's backstage, so I'm about to bring her on in just a second. But today we're going to talk about what makes Explora Journeys so special. And then we're going to talk about their ocean state of mind philosophy. We're going to talk all things Explora Journeys. And then I'll also give you some details on my upcoming Caribbean cruise, my Caribbean Opulence group cruise on Explora 2, and that's in April of 2026. Now, if you have questions about Explora Journeys, about the group cruise, about anything Explora Journeys, put it in the chat because I will be watching the chat for questions. And I definitely want to answer your questions before mine. So we'll be answering questions live. So feel free to drop your questions in the chat. And but first, let me see. Let me bring on. This is Kathy Liu. She's the the business lead, business relationship lead. I'll let her do the corrections if I am wrong. At Explora Journey. So let me bring Kathy on board. There we go. Hello, Kathy. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me, and thank you everyone for tuning in to listen to me speak about Explora Journeys. This is really exciting, and I appreciate you all taking the time, and especially you, Cheryl, for making this environment for us to be able to introduce something new to your audience.
Oh, goodness. Yes. And I would say, well, first of all, did I get everything right? Your title and
business relationship lead is our title. Is what we call ourselves here at Explora Journeys, and yeah, everything was right.
Okay. Now I will tell you, Kathy, I was so excited because I booked a cruise on Explora Journeys, my first luxury cruise experience and my first cruise with Explora Journeys. And I was just so blown away.
It makes a massive difference, to just try something outside of your comfort zone, right?
Yes.
And it is oftentimes a hit or miss. And I am so pleasantly pleased that it was an absolute hit for you. So this is exciting.
All right, so now I want to just jump right into it. First, I want to talk about, because one thing that I noticed, not a lot, but I did have a few people on my vlogs to comment, hey, this is interesting. I never knew about this, this cruise line. And they said, hey, I'm going to jot this one down so I can look into it for the future. So I want to talk about Explora Journeys. Like, what inspired the start of the creation of Explora Journeys, and what sets it apart in the luxury cruise world?
Well, what's really interesting is the owners of Explore Journeys. It is a family-owned business,
Okay.
and I'm going to go into the history a little bit, right? The family itself has been in the maritime business for over 300 years. They started off as fishermen, and then they grew into cargo, and that's probably what you're going to see. What most folks will see, myself included. When you're driving down ports and you're driving down train tracks and all that stuff, and you see MSC, Mediterranean Shipping Company. That's the company logo. Of course, they created a very contemporary brand, which is MSC Cruises, which, yes, we're affiliated, but we're not affiliated, right? They have an umbrella. And so and they're doing fine with that. But something was missing in their portfolio, and they recognized that luxury is missing, right? You have all these other brands, all these other traditional cruise luxury brands, but it's all the same, right?
Mhm.
You have to change for dinner, you have to have a certain attire, you have to, and they're all the same. And I come from that brand too, so I understand it. But then they're like, the average affluent traveler now don't want to pack a suit and tie just to go to dinner. They want something that's luxurious, that's informal, but it's still elevated. And that was what was missing
Okay.
in this ocean space, so and they want to create something. And this might or may not be true, but I believe that if the family decides that they're going to go on holiday, they're going to be going on Explore Journeys, right? And that's what they're creating it for, and they've created for themselves, and then now you're able to experience that same level of luxury travel on your own too.
Okay. And
Mhm.
that is one thing that I experienced. I did like the fact that, I didn't have to dress up, to go to dinner. And dinner was just, oh my goodness, we're gonna get into that. The food and everything. The food was just, to me, out of this world. But it was comfortable that, everybody, dressed nicely, but you didn't have to dress to a certain code, or,
Right, right.
it was just so
And,
relaxing.
and something that I say in my regular training presentations is that for men, right? That's the easiest one because women tend to dress up anyway, but men,
Mhm.
you jackets are neither required.
Oh, oh no. Okay. All right. So I think she's well, I'm sure she's going to come back or in everything. So I'm going to, let me see. Let's see if she's I don't know if Kathy's losing her connection or not, but I am going to fill in until she comes back. It looks like she's frozen a bit. But yes, as far as like I think she was going to talk about, like men, uh, okay. All right. So she's rejoining us. She's back here. All
I'm
right.
sorry. I'm sorry.
No problem. No problem. I saw you froze. I was like, oh no, is my connection going out? So,
It was mine. Forgive me. Yeah. Anyway, as I was digressing, and that was my cue to just shut up. So let's carry on.
okay. All right. Now, this is the one thing that I love. Now, everybody, well, not everybody knows, but I am a travel advisor as well. So, in studying the material, and then it's like it's studying the brand, and then going on the ship to experience the brand. It like it really brings to mind what the brand is all about. So, one thing I love is that ocean state of mind. So, can you explain the ocean state of mind and what that really means for guests on board?
Yeah. So there is something transformative about being in water, near water. I get my best ideas sometimes just taking a shower because they just feel like, I know it sounds a little bit too hippy dippy, but it's true. Water is life, right? And so they really want to bring that emotion, that feeling on board. So you're going to see a lot of floor to ceiling windows, to bring the outside in. And even on the when you're outside, we have four pools outside. I mean, four and a half, realist, and three and a half. Uh, One that has a retractable glass roof. But Nevertheless, we have three that's outside, a lot of outdoor spaces, a lot of lounge spaces. We really want our guests to come on board and not feel the rush, the
Mhm.
hustle of what a typical cruise offers. We want you to come on board and be like, oh my God, I'm not being told what to do, when to dine,
Mhm.
where to get in line. We don't have lines, right? So things like that. So we really wanted to bring that ocean state of mind on board, and give that to you. But also, more importantly, our spas, right? There's something just holistic, and we really, again, want you to come on board and leave feeling rejuvenated. And that's
Mhm.
the main idea.
Okay.
Hmm.
No, I didn't even think about that until you just mentioned it. I never stood in a line once. I
Yeah.
and I never even, yeah, I never stood in line for, anything on board. So
Yeah.
yeah, that was a great experience.
Hmm. So it's like it made things easy, right? It's the fact that you didn't think about it. It's just like everything just
Right.
flowed very easily there. Hmm.
Okay. Now I have a question. So who is the ideal guest for Explore Journeys?
Um, Anyone that wants to experience something new,
Yeah.
really,
Mhm.
truly. Now, listen, yes, we are on a ship, and yes, it is cruising, but we don't call ourselves a cruise line. We call ourselves an ocean travel experience, right? Again, providing something that's a little bit unique, a little bit different than what you may be used to with other lines, and so, or other companies rather.
Mhm.
So, yeah, if someone who's done it all just wants to try something new, that's where we come in. And I want to talk a little bit about other brands. um, there you have us, who's brand new in the ocean travel space.
Mhm.
You have Ritz Carlton,
Yeah.
yacht collection. You've got Amman coming on board. You've got
Mhm. All right. I think she's frozen again. If she is, I'm sure she will come back. Kathy, I know she's traveling, so I'm not sure if she's at an airport. Oh, there you
yeah,
go.
no, I'm
Okay.
actually. I'm sorry. It's just this Wi-Fi in this area here. So,
Okay.
anyway, so going back to these other brands,
Uh-huh.
other hotel groups jumping into the water space, this is a great experience for you to try what is the future of travel now.
Mhm.
So, give us a shot. Why not? Because there's nothing to lose. Our price point is incredibly low right now. We call them introductory fares because ideally it will jump. It will jump in the future, right?
Yes, and that's a point that I've made in conversation here and there. I'm like, this experience and the pricing right now. I'm like, I know this is not going to last forever. So I'm
Hmm.
like, if you're interested in trying a luxury experience, and especially the one that I experienced, that I showed in my vlogs, I would advise everybody to go ahead and book now because I can't imagine, these prices staying this low, forever. So,
Right.
so yeah. All right, let me see. And for everyone here, hey, if you have a question, go ahead and put your question in the chat. Anything about Explore Journeys, just drop it in the chat, and I'm watching out. So, and we will get your question answered. So, right now, I want to go into the onboard experience and suite. So all accommodations are suites. So, what makes the Explore Journeys suite truly luxurious? Now, I could answer that because I stayed in one and it was just so, but I'm gonna let you answer that. So, oh, okay, all right. So I'm asking what makes the suites truly luxurious. So I'm gonna talk until Kathy gets back. Now, if you've seen my vlogs, I did a vlog tour. Let me see. Here she is. Okay, there we go.
It must be the competitors cutting off the Wi-Fi.
Something they don't want to let you talk.
Right.
We
So,
are
I was
fans.
yeah, I was talking about suites, and we also have private terraces attached to each suite. So we don't have anything that's inside or just a window. You have full outside access. Again, looping back to the ocean travel or ocean state of mind
Mhm,
experience too.
mhm. Yeah,
Yeah.
and they were truly. It was a beautiful experience. I actually did feel like I was at home.
Mm,
It really felt it felt cozy. I worked in my room. I had breakfast and lunch in my room on the terrace. I mean, it was just like the best experience
yeah.
ever.
I mean, even our lead in accommodation is larger than some penthouses
Yes.
that's on other lines. So just so everyone has an idea, our lead in our smallest suite starts at 377 square feet. That includes the terrace space, right? So if we were to extract the terrace and just look at the internal section, it's 301 square feet. Most other lines start at 150. So already we've doubled the space for you, plus, plus, plus. And that is, again, our smallest accommodation. It goes all the way up to, and if you want it, you can have it, 3,014 square feet. So we have everything from 377 to 3,014 for you.
Yeah, and I had an opportunity when I was on board to actually tour the owner's suite. So got some footage of that and shared that with everybody. So we can sit back and dream about that one. But it was very, very nice.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So now let's talk food. Okay. So what kind of dining experiences can guests expect?
Well, all sorts of cuisines, right? We don't have your traditional main dining room where everyone just kind of converges and it's a big cattle call, right?
Right.
We have restaurants and they all operate like a restaurant.
Mhm.
So you have Fil Rouge, which is our French inspired international restaurant. There is Med Yacht Club, which is a Mediterranean style with tapas and Greek food and northern African food too. So flavors like that, really nice plates. Then we go to Marble and Co, which is our European steakhouse with our own dry ager, incredible cuts of meats there. And
Mhm.
if you want an Asian flair, we have Sakura, which is our Pan Asian with a lot of Southeast influences too, and a sushi bar that doesn't require reservations. It is first come first serve.
Mhm.
So oftentimes, if you really want, this is a pro tip. Go to the sushi bar, have your appies there, and then go to dinner somewhere else. That's another option for you. And then, of course, one that I don't get to experience enough when I'm on board for dinner is our Emporium Marketplace. Now, we don't have buffets. That's a number one thing. We don't use that B word.
Right.
I call it a food hall. It's like you're going into Italy and you're seeing all these displays. Everything is prepared for you,
Mhm.
and not once are you serving yourself. You are being served the food. You can see what's there. Something as simple as delicious pizza, all the way to sushi if you want sushi. So there's all that. And yes, and we do have plant-based um, you know uh, cuisine as well. So, what's really cool is that we have Frank Geringer. He is our executive chef, and he was a carnivore just like me, right? But then he recently became more vegan because for him, he likes to go running and things like that. He realized, oh my gosh, if I go plant based, I feel better. And the fact that he can curate these incredible dishes that are completely vegan or vegetarian. And it still tastes delicious, not just tofu and mushrooms. It's
Mhm.
just other things too. So you have a lot of those available. So yeah, we do accommodate a lot of dietary restrictions. So even if you have celiacs, we have gluten-free options too.
Yes, and actually, I'm gluten sensitive, so I do have to follow, a gluten intolerance diet. And
Mhm.
that was one thing that I did appreciate. The menus were marked for gluten conscious, which is for gluten intolerance. But I also saw markings for it was for plant based, and there was a couple of others I don't remember, but I do have them in my vlog. But yeah, I did notice that they're marked, and which made it easy, to
Yeah.
choose. And then also now I was opposite of you, like in the marketplace emporium. I felt like I could have eaten there the entire cruise breakfast, lunch, and dinner because it was just so fantastic, and I love being able to go up to the counter and to the serving area and having a server to still take my order and tell me to have a seat and I could either come back or they could, bring it to me. And it felt like I was in like an open restaurant.
Yeah.
yeah, I would be seated, and I would have a server to come over and fill my water glass and coffee, or if I wanted drinks or something. So it felt like an open service restaurant. So
And let's be real, half the fun is watching, is perusing and seeing what's available, right? So, yes, you can ask your waiter to bring you whatever you want, but again, the fun of it is going up and seeing what's being prepared because we have, I mean, different pastas that's created daily too. So to see what sort of pasta is available, what sort of ravioli or what style of burger is being the feature burger, things like that is incredible too.
okay. And
Mhm.
first, I wanted to make sure I didn't miss this question. Let me see. Augustine says, I will be traveling April 2027. Will it be okay to start booking so I can get these low prices before it goes up? And what number should I call for booking? Well, I would say call me.
Yes. Call Cheryl, 1000%. Call Cheryl. She's fantastic. But yes, we actually have itineraries out through May of 2027 already. And if you continue to follow along, we should be launching the remainder of 27 fairly soon. So that'll be coming down the pike. But I want to touch back on the number of ships we have.
Yes.
So Explora 1 launched August of 2023. Explore 2 launched September of 2024. So we currently have 2 ships under the age of 2. These are all built from scratch. They're not like other lines where they purchase an older vessel and they refurb, okay? Explorer 3 will be coming out next August, so August of 2026. And theoretically, all the way through to 2028, we will have 3 more ships. There should be a total of 6 ships in the water. So we're rolling them out slowly, section by section. And when you're perusing through our website, you are like, oh, you know what? I've been here, I've been there before. Just keep going, just keep looking because we're going to have more things out there for you. And what a way to try. I mean, well, sometimes you're thinking, I've been to the Caribbean before, but click through,
Mhm.
right? Because a
Right.
lot of our itineraries will say Miami to San Juan.
Mhm.
And you're thinking, I've been there. Click through because what's interesting is what's in between those two ports of call.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I would say I've been to the Caribbean quite often, but there are islands on the on Explore Journeys itineraries that
Right.
I haven't been to before. Even on my group cruise for next year, next April, there are islands that I haven't been to before. So I'm excited, about that. So.
Yeah. No, it's great.
All right, and yeah, and that was the thing I was gonna say. Oh, we skipped over, what ships are coming out and everything, and then also, so right now the itineraries are mainly Mediterranean and Caribbean.
And Caribbean, those are where we're sailing until Explorer 3 launches.
Okay.
So once Explorer 3 comes in the water, you're going to start to see a more diversified portfolio. I mean, it's already available. You can book it. But
Mhm.
so right now, both ships, both Explorer 1 and Explorer 2 are currently in the Med. One is doing Eastern Med, the other one's doing Western Med. By this fall going into winter, they're going to both kind of come in tandem. They're going to caravan over to the Caribbean and they're going to do different parts of the Caribbean. Some will go further down to the ABC Islands. Some are going to go other areas. And then come spring, they're going to go back to the Mediterranean, again, hitting these various ports. And then when Explorer 3 comes out, again, that's when we start to see a lot of diversity. So
Okay.
one ship's going to go north into Reykjavik, Reykjavik cutting across over the top to Quebec. Another one's going to cut across the transatlantic, swing down to the Amazon. That's a really cool port too. So we're going to Manaus. Then one will kind of go through Panama Canal up the western seaboard, and then she's kind of positioned and Come Monday, I'm supposed to have a meeting with what we're launching for the remainder. I have a feeling that it's going to be Alaska. I'm not sure because we're going to be there. We're going to be in Vancouver, so the next port should be Alaska. So don't hold me to it, but I think that's where we're going. But yeah, a lot of new ports. So again, just kind of stick with us. We're going to start going to places, and especially once we have more ships in the water, we can cover more corners of this globe.
I can see Alaska on an Explorer ship because of the all of the
The
views,
terrace, the views, the terrace. Yeah.
especially in the Explorer Journeys lounge. Oh my
Mhm.
goodness, that
All
would.
that outdoor space, and the fact that the ship itself is considered a large ship, right?
Mhm,
It's not a mega ship, but it's a large ship. A
mhm,
ship our size typically would hold on the commercial space
yeah,
about 2,500 guests.
mhm,
And we have up to, that's our maximum number, 900.
okay,
We haven't hit 900 yet.
okay.
So you have a lot of elbow room, you have a lot of viewing spaces, and it's incredible. So to see those views from your own private terrace, or even if you're outside, you have a lot of space there.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Hmm.
All right. So I see another question here. It's harder. I'm sorry. No, that's not the one. I think it was right before that. Okay. Is this cruise line good for cruisers who like late night music nights?
Yeah, I think so. We do have a lot of entertainment, and at night does come alive.
Mhm.
We have like three lounges that are activated at night. So one can be more of a musical. I mean, it's something I do want to point out. We don't have dancers on board, so you're not going to have that Broadway style production, but
Mhm.
there's a lot of music on board. So they could be singers or performers in that sense that's on stage. If that is not your jam, or if that whatever is being featured that night is not your thing, you can go to another place to hear a duo, sing and perform, or you can go to another lounge to hear a piano player key up some tunes. We also have silent cinemas. So in case movies your thing, you can watch silent cinemas with these headphones over the conservatory pool. We even have silent disco, so we have that as well. A DJ on board to have these beachy vibes and things like that. So there's a lot of music that at night for sure.
Yes, and on my sailing, I did experience in the Stern Lounge. We had karaoke,
Uh-huh.
and after karaoke was the actual like dance and everything, or the music. But we had a DJ there and everything, so it was nice. It was and like you said, there was music all around the ship.
Mhm.
I experienced music in the lobby, and then I would alternate and then go to the Explorer Journeys Lounge. So it was, to me, it was beautiful. And that's one of the things for me. I like the ocean and I like music on the ship
Mhm.
and good food. So
Yeah.
those,
But you know what's really interesting too is when you're walking down the corridor to your suite, there's
uh-huh,
light music playing down the hall. And it's not going to disturb you inside the suite, but you hear light music. So it's never just dead space,
right.
which is really cool.
Hmm. Okay. And I'll just answer. So, Augustine, what's my number? You can reach me. You can email me, and then I can actually send you a calendar link for us to talk. So, email me. That's Cheryl, Cheryl, at travelwithsig.com. And also, I have my contact information in the description. It's probably not in the description yet on this one, but I will have it there as well in case you didn't get the spelling of that. But Cheryl at travelwithsig.com. All right, so let's see. So now let me see, what else do I want to get? Let's get into, this is the other thing that I like about cruising now. The spa, the wellness, and all right, she's gonna come back. Let me see. Oh, she's okay. There we go. There we go. Okay. All right. So I said one thing I want to talk about is the wellness, enrichment.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Now, the spa. Let's talk about the spa. That's one thing that I've gotten into lately. Before I've been to the spa before on other ships, and I would just do, every once in a while I'll go get a massage or something. And another lady on another cruise line said, "Oh, you got to try the thermal spa." So ever since then, I've been trying the thermal spas, and now it's my thing. I have to do the thermal spa on the ship, and I just so much enjoy the
Yeah.
spa on Explora One. So,
No, it's great. We have this is part of the fair. You
mhm.
do have access to the thermal area where most lines and even most hotels say, sure, go ahead, use our spa facilities. And it's just a steam room and a sauna. But we have that, and it includes, and that's two out of
All right, we'll give her a second. Let's see. See, we have here Jana. Okay, would love to cruise the world on Explorer ships. Love to cruise, but not with thousands of people at the same time. And I think that was the best thing about my experience on Explorer One. And if you saw my vlogs, and especially this last one, you saw every time I got into an elevator, it's like I was there alone. So there we go. All right. All right. So no, we're just gonna keep on rolling. All
I
right.
think this is meant for us to have a part two eventually, maybe when I'm home and fully connected. Yeah. Sorry. Please continue. I'm glad that you guys are you're such a great team player, and the fact that you've been on board, you can kind of fill in the gaps when I'm not there.
Yes, I could just have another live stream by myself and just talk about Explore Journeys. I am so excited about this experience because it was like I mean just it's like it's the way that I like to cruise, and I think that's why I was just so excited about it. So yeah, I was just explaining about the low crowds, and it just
Yeah.
feels like it's like every time I got into the elevator, I think there was only once or twice that I got into an elevator with more than like one other person or something like that. So I mean, it felt stress free because you didn't have to rush to get to the theater. You didn't have to rush to beat the crowd at the buffet and or rush to up and get up in the morning and put a towel out, just to grab
Yes.
a lounger or something like that.
Yeah.
I didn't experience any, towel hogs on my ship, so that was great.
There was an abundance of loungers all over the ship. I mean, even a lounger in your own private terrace, right? So if you wanted to be in your own private space, you can. If you want to be out with others, you can. And so I can guarantee that you'll always have a seat somewhere on the ship. Yeah.
So if I will confess, I fell asleep on my terrace and I woke up. It was like 4 a.m. I was
That was that comfortable.
it was that comfortable. I was like, oh, let me get up from here and go to bed. So it was that comfortable. Okay, and
That's great.
one thing that I liked, I enjoy things like this, but can you talk about like the enrichment programs and the cultural experiences that are offered on board?
Yeah, we're trying to bring a lot of culture, right?
Mhm.
Um, uh, on the ships, and
All right, all right. We're gonna keep rolling. So if she's down, I'm gonna fill in. So what she's gonna tell you, well, I think some of the things that she's gonna talk about when she comes back is about they have luminary, and she'll explain more. It's like luminary discussions. So I was going into like luminary discussions.
okay. Yeah, there we are. No, we do have luminary discussions, and we'll have certain key players come on board and discuss, especially when we're in certain ports that have something really interesting. So I had sailed through Panama Canal, and we brought in, a professor to talk about the history and all that stuff. And then areas where we have, on Explorer One in our art gallery, we have a lot of pop art, right? We have 12 Warhol original prints and 8 Liechtensteins. And then often we'll have somebody there to talk about the prints. So So there's different things like that, and it all depends on what you need, what you like. We had, oh my gosh, I forgot one gentleman's name that was on board, and he was fascinating talking about, well, it was during the time when we had the solar eclipse, and we had an astrophysicist on board to talk about these things too. So there's always someone to help you further, to help further educate your knowledge on certain topics. But even aside from that, even if you're into wine, you can talk, you can pull our sommelier aside and talk wine to them, or talk to our master chefs that
Mhm.
are there just to do our chef's kitchen, our cooking courses, right? So you have all these varying things available at your disposal, at your fingertips.
Okay. And that's the one thing that I didn't do on this sailing that I want to do on the my next sailing, the chef's kitchen.
Mhm.
I saw all of the different experiences that they had, and I just didn't have time to do
Yeah,
everything because I was trying to show, as much as I could on the ship. So I'm definitely going to do that next time. But
yeah, please do. It's really fun. It's only $150 a person, and what's great is that most lines will have, you have to meet a minimum before the course or the class operates. So if
okay.
it's just you, Cheryl, it's a one-on-one, which
Oh,
is
wow.
fantastic.
Oh,
They will, as long as somebody raises their hand for
oh,
that one class, they will still operate.
oh, wow. Oh, that's good to know. All right. So solo cruising is one of my things. So of course we have to have a discussion about, the solo pricing, the solo supplement. So can you speak to the cost of the single supplement? And I will say, it looks like she's frozen again, but I will say that Kathy is the one who has been helping me and keeping me abreast of the solo supplement. So I'll let you take over.
Oh yeah, our solo supplement. So typically we start at 25% and it goes up depending on how full the ship is or what categories you're booked into. But we do have a rolling program where there's about 30 to 40 journeys that have zero single supplement. So you have the whole suite to yourself if you want to. And of course, if you're interested in that, Cheryl will have the information for you. But well, yes, some journeys will have zero single supplement, and that's a great way. So even if you are a couple and you just want extra space, what a great.
All right, all right. So, well, I want her to finish that thought. So when she comes back, I'm going to try to remember what she said so we can let her finish that thought. But yeah, solo supplement. And I would say on the cruise that I just did, that's how I actually sailed that cruise because that was actually 50% off, which is no solo supplement, and there wasn't like the additional 25%, solo supplement fee that they normally have on there. So yeah, and I put out the vlog. If you saw my vlog earlier today, it is a compilation of, the everyday or the vlogs that you may have already seen or seen parts of. But at the end, and I have chapters there, so at the end you can see my total breakdown of cost of what I paid for the cruise and actually on board. So if you haven't seen it, go ahead and check it out. So here she is. All right.
Sorry, I don't know what to say. It's been working fine, and then of course now when I'm on live, it just kind of cuts in and out.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
But like you said, we'll have to do this again one time in the future when you're at home in your
yeah,
environment. But that's okay. Like I said, we're going to continue the roll. And I was going to let you finish. You were saying something. Oh man, do you remember what you were saying?
something about single supplements.
Yeah.
If you want more space, and you're basically, you can get two suites, right? One for each person. That way you have that extra space if you need it. Maybe it's a bathroom, or you want to store luggage in one. I don't know, or create an office space. I mean, it's up to you if you want that. So we have zero single supplement journeys.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a question from Tracy. Any plans to elevate the nighttime entertainment? And
Tracy. you got to come and try us out before you give us any critiques. I'm teasing. I'm kidding. No, we try to enhance it every so often. So we have done a complete 180 from what we originally had to what we have right now. And what's great is, if you don't feel that our entertainment is up to snuff, we will change it, So come try us out. Let us know if you feel like we need more of something. What's great about this company is that they do take feedback seriously. Right.
Mhm,
So if there's enough people saying we need better this or we need less of that, they will consider those things. So definitely give us a try and then let me know.
mhm. Okay. Now, one thing that I didn't have it down as a question, but when I came on board, and I didn't know beforehand, but I experienced an awesome solo cruiser program. And so I wanted to ask about that. I was on Explorer One. Is it on Explorer Two? Will it be on all Explorer ships?
It will be. So that's part of our program. We have something that will cater to the solo travelers, because understandably, some solo travelers want to go just for solstice for their own self. They don't want to meet other people, but we do have a program for those that want to meet others for that reason. And then additionally to that, we have another program that's called uh, club soda for those that have an alcoholic free lifestyle. We have another program called Prism for our LGBTQIA plus members as well. So we have different programs so that people of the same like-minded uh, ideas and part of that culture and that community can be together too. So if you want that, you can. So we will have these programs on every ship.
Okay.
Hmm.
That sounds great. Let me see. Do we have any more questions? Let me see. Hey, yeah, I'm trying to do a couple of things at the same time. So I
No worries.
think I mistyped my email address. So hopefully I have it right, right this time. All right. So, and let's see. I don't see any more questions in the chat. So let me go through my questions. Okay. Okay. So, well, what advice what advice would you give someone considering their first Explore Journeys cruise? So,
My advice, well, I guess it depends, right? What you're after. If
mhm,
you are into food, definitely try everything that we have to offer. Even something as anthology on ships one and two. That does come with an experience fee of $140 per person, but it is so, so good. It's so good. And then if you're not into that the gastronomic experience, everything else that we offer is really cool. So again, talking about Emporium Marketplace, it is open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And oftentimes I don't get to experience that for dinner very often. But also don't forget that Fil Rouge, our French inspired restaurant, does open for breakfast. So, one thing that, again, I don't do enough of is reading our daily agenda. So we have programs set in place.
mhm.
And if you want to participate, you can. Maybe it is yoga in the morning or meditation or even sound therapy. Those are things that I admit I want to try, and I always fail to do so. So maybe in my next journey, I'll take advantage of it. But there's just so many activities, and what's great is if you want to do it, great. If you don't have to. You can just sit at go find a favorite bartender.
Mhm.
Go try a cigar if you've never tried a cigar before. We have a cigar lounge on board as well, and there's different classes, different things available for you to try, and it's really for you to explore.
All right, and I will have to second that because when I was on board, exactly what she said. One of the things I like the fact that for the itinerary, of course, you have your app, and you have, and I have it right here. Their itineraries. Let me. I was That's fine. I was explaining. I like the fact that for the daily activities, you had both, and um, here it is.
Yeah, in the paper.
All right. Oh, really?
Let me put
I
this on real quick.
All right. I think I actually lost connection as well. So,
Can you hear me?
yes, I can. Can you hear me?
Great.
Okay.
Yes, yes, I can. I switched areas hoping that maybe we'll have a better connection
Okay.
here.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think I actually lost connection as well. And let's see if we are back. It looks like we're back on the stream, but let me refresh the screen over here to see if we're back. Let's see. Don't know if we're are we back? Oh yeah, I see you back. All right. Are you still back? All right, yeah. This definitely means we're gonna have to schedule one of these in the future. All right, there we go. All right, yeah. I was saying this definitely means we're gonna have to reschedule one in the
We're
future.
gonna have to have a do-over for sure. Yes.
All right, so I lost my chat over here. But and I don't know if people heard me, but I was going into the group cruise for next year. We're on Explora 2, and one of the things that I wanted to ask, well, what's for people who are joining me on Explora 2? So what's the difference between Explora 2 and Explora 1?
Not much difference. They are sister ships. They're pretty much identical, except for the fact that Explorer One has a Rolex shop, and Explorer Two does not. She has Buccellati, which is an Italian jewelry maker. But otherwise, realistically, they're the same. Maybe the decor. Color scheme might be a little bit different, but realistically, they're the same ship.
Okay, and I don't mind that at all because I had such a great experience on Explorer One, and I lost my chat, so I'm going to pull it up on YouTube to see if to make sure there aren't.
I can see a couple questions. One from Augustine is Explorer under MSC? Well, Explorer Journeys is under Mediterranean Shipping Company Group, so it's MSC Group, and we are sister brands with MSC Cruises. However, we operate separately. So I hope that answers your question. Another one I see here, any plans for Explorer to cruise from Port Canaveral? As far as I can tell, no, but never say never because we just don't know what's going to happen. But ideally, out of Florida, it is in and out of Miami. And main reason for that is MSC has its own terminal that just opened down here, and it's the world's largest cruise terminal. So we're going to be operating out of this space here.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited to see that. I have an MSC ship cruise coming up too. So, but I'll see that before my Explorer Journeys cruise next year. So I'm excited about that. So, let's see. And is that it for now? All right. So now I'll talk about a little bit about the Explorer 2 group cruise. I'm calling it the Caribbean Opulence cruise. And I don't know if I lost connection, so I don't know. I was talking about it before. So just in case I cut out before then, we're leaving from San Juan and going to St. Bart's, St. John's, Puerto Plata, Key West, and we will be back in Miami, or it's coming from leaving from San Juan, and we're going to make our way back to Miami. So if you want to join us again, that's April 2nd through the 9th, 2026. Let me know. For right now, I do have group pricing available. Now that group pricing is only until wait a minute. I'm sorry, Kathy's here. Okay. I was talking about the group cruise, and I was talking about my group pricing. I think that's only available until the 28th. So 3 more days that I have left on my group pricing. But even so, after the group pricing, they can still book with me and join my book cruise, of course.
Absolutely, absolutely. And we can try to add a few more suites into your group. But let's try and sell that one out.
Mhm.
And yeah, definitely, again, going back to that last question on who to call.
All right, going to the back to the
You
last.
guys, you have to call Cheryl.
Yes, yes. Please call me. Please call about my group cruise or any other Explora Journeys cruise, and you can connect with me, Cheryl. That's CHERYL at travelwithsig.com. Now, if you look at the descriptions, I'm not sure if it's in the descriptions for this live stream, but I do have links for if you want to join the group cruise. There's a link in the description for that for the form. All you have to do is fill it out. Otherwise, you can contact me for any other cruise. It doesn't have to be the group cruise, but any Explore Journeys cruise. So,
I concur.
all right, Kathy, I was saying that any last words because I think we'll try to wrap it up here, and then like I said, we're gonna have to do this again in the future because this was great. But any last words about Explore Journeys? Anything that you can share with us? All right, guys. This has been a tough one, but I am just so glad to that we had the opportunity. Okay,
I don't think I can get a last word in. So let's just
all right. Well, I will say quickly before either one of us goes out again, I do want to thank you for taking the time to join us and giving us a look at Explore Journeys and what makes it so magical. And again, I'm just so excited about it. So yes, thank you so much for joining.
thank you everyone for staying with us.
Yeah, so we will see what we can do this again in the future. But for now, again, thank you so much, and thank you guys for joining. If you can hit the like button on your way out, we will do this again. But everyone, thank you, and we will see you soon. All right, bye bye.